Brian and Mike here from Cross-Anchors-Railroad, coming to you live Saturday night here on the After Dark show here on Cross-Anchors-Railroad. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy to see a nice little crowd waiting and getting ready to have some fun. I hope everybody's been having a good weekend, getting a little good train stuff in. I know there's a lot of the chills starting to set in going into winter and whatnot. And we have a lot of fun stuff going on here tonight. And we're continuing on tonight with celebrating veterans this month. And we're going to be going over, we're going to be talking to Rusty Anchors tonight. And if you don't know who that is, that's my dad. If you've been on the channel for a while, you know that. And we're going to have a little fun dealing with Rusty. And, of course, our co-host, Sean from Dakman Productions is going to be here. And real quick, I wanted to be able to say thank you out to everybody who subscribes and everything that you do with our channel and the positive feedback, the interaction, and even the constructive criticism or negative feedback. That's very cool, and I think as long as it's constructive, it's cool, and just not you know. And the interaction is really great, and have really been enjoying it with how the community is being able to come together. And I want to really continue to thank you guys for that, and how much effort I know you guys are putting into that to grow our model railroading community here on YouTube, so we can have a fun place to gather at and be able to have a little fun. And with that, I think there's no crazy announcements coming up. And again, welcome everybody. And I'm going to bring up everybody now. So, and then we'll do the oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Gotta say howdy doody to everybody. All right. So let's see. I got to get stuff there. I gotta get.
It looks like we have someone here on Facebook too, but they haven't chatted, so I'm not sure who.
All right, what's up? We're gonna start our thank yous, and if you want to be, our welcomes, and if you want to be welcomed, you have to say something in the chat on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook, say it there, so we know you're here. We don't know if you don't say anything inside the chat, and we're going to be commencing our, with some stuff. And J1 is working. There is an update, and it will make an appearance a little later in the stream. So stay tuned. And because my dad's on, besides Mike's trains that's on, I'm like Uber PRR today, so there's like a lot of that out on the layout. So freak flag is flying, folks. So here we go. Who was first in the door, Mike?
716 Rail Fan.
716 Rail Fan. Well, I have to give you that's you. You love the diesel, so you see him there. So woohoo!
All right, and we had Cody Reisinger.
Cody! What's up?
We had Mr. Pictovid.
What's up, Mr. Pictovid? Oh.
We had Alex Russell.
What's up, Alex? How you doing, dude?
We got Sean Strangs.
What's up, Sean?
We have Possum Bayou.
What's up, Possum Bayou?
We have Southern Yankee Railroad, a.k.a. Catnuts.
What's up, dude?
Lee Anfield Road, layout in the loft.
What's up, Lee? Welcome, buddy. Welcome.
We have Popula Junction.
What's up? Welcome.
Dakman Productions.
Dakman.
Mystic Southern Railway.
What's up, Mystic?
Wesley Strings.
What's up, Wesley? How you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. One of our Patrons.
Randy Jacobs.
What's up, Randy? How are you, buddy?
We've got Mark Esterline.
What's up, Mark? Of course, that's what they decide to do now.
It's the Gremlins. It's the Gremlins.
The Gremlins got my shark noses at the moment.
Ken.
Ken, what's up?
He always leaves the nicest comments.
He does. Ken, yeah, Ken's a great supporter of the channel, and he is. You really, we really appreciate how much you pay attention in the interaction and your comments and stuff. It's great, Ken. Thank you very much.
We've got Bernard C.
What's up, Bernard?
Frank, the Steeler fan 820.
What's up, Frank?
We got D. Klinger.
What's up, D?
Railroad Productions. Tim's Trains.
What's up, Tim?
The Rail Third 91.
What's up, Rail Third Rail? Rail Third. Bah.
I see Human City Junction.
What's up, Human City?
I see Crazy Joe.
What's up, Crazy Joe?
And I have John 2618.
What's up, John?
We've got Randall Ellison.
What's up, Randall? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dan Schwartz from Facebook.
What's up, Dan?
And I feel like that's it.
All right. Awesome. If we're caught up, we'll maybe do some more a little later. And welcome everybody who's here. Hit us up. A little into the show, we could do some more. If we missed you or something, let us know. And we're going to start bringing everybody up now and start having a little fun. And here we go. So let's bring up Dakman.
Oh, ATDCC Colby just said hi.
What's up? All right. Welcome, Sean.
Hello,
welcome,
buddy.
Dakman Productions. And up there is Rusty Anchors. What's up, Dad? How you doing?
Hey, I'm fine, son. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing great. We're doing great. And having a lot of fun. And thank you so much for being a guest tonight and here during our Veterans Month. And I toss out to everybody, at the beginning, and it's, it is the quintessential question when you're, as crazy as we are in this hobby is, how did you end up into the model trains?
Who'd you ask?
You.
Me. I'm sorry.
You're the one here to get interviewed. You're the guest.
How did I start model trains? I lived right in Pennsylvania, west of Pittsburgh, a little town called Derry, and it was called Derry Station. And most people don't have a roundhouse right across the street from your house, and that's when the old steamers were there. They used to come on the turntable. It was right there. All I had to do was cross an alley, and I could go look in the windows. And I was like 6 years old, so I got it from the very you know, from infancy. As a little kid, we used to we used to hang all over the railroad. 6, 7, 8 years old. We used to get on to the switching tower. It was called the DR tower. I mean, dairy station. And Latrobe was LR, and Greensburg was GR. We used to get out and sit in there with all the big switches that they had. And the guy running the station used to say, "Hey, here comes a train. Get down so they don't see the engineers. Will turn it in." And, you know, and they were guys that worked right in town. And but to sit in your yard and watch the locomotives come on the turntable and just bring it and pull them big steamers in. So of course, then we said, "Hey, we need to get in there."
Steamers. So what I mean, when you say that, you actually are talking about not diesels at all what we see today. You're talking about
I'm talking
about so okay, Dad, we're gonna like, you know, pop some bubbles here. You know, what's the time? We're talking what, 1950?
1955, 1956.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, that's the heyday. There was still steam and diesel. That was like the golden age of the mix. And you were looking at like K4 and stuff, right?
We didn't see too many diesels. The only diesels we saw was like your F3s and your F7s come whipping by, but they were never like, we had a lot of wait a second, I'll get one.
Exit. Stage left.
I was just watching his Conrail train go by.
We had,
oh yeah,
we had these things all over the place. That was the only diesels you saw.
What is that? An RS-11?
Yeah, an RS-11. Now, these replaced all the steam locomotives, which was sad. I mean, they used to fire all these steam locomotives up in the roundhouse, and over top of the smokestack there, they had big ventilators that went up and brought the smoke up out of the roundhouse. So my mother used to wait until all the locomotives left to hang her clothes out, because there was no such thing as dryers then. Because you got to make sure my trains are running. Yeah, there wasn't any such thing as dryers. Had to hang out in the morning, and she had to have all her laundry put before they come back in at the end of the day. That was something. But yeah, we got some crowbars and stuff, and went behind the weeds to the roundhouse and found out that they weren't brick. They were creosoted wood brick, like about a foot thick. So we would dig out these wooden.
Well, hey, Dad. I mean, how did you get into model trains?
Well, from that, because then and what downtown it was a furniture store. It was sold Lionel trains at Christmas, and they used to have them up on shelves. And I used to get on it every day and look at them. And
is that the only way you could see the trains? It was like it was the only place like to go see where the trains were.
That was it. You only,
and it was Lionel.
You only saw them like after Thanksgiving, and he always had the same ones because they never restocked.
And how old were you when you got your first one?
I think about 7.5.
Okay.
7.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what was that? How did you get that?
That was a 610 Erie diesel switcher. It was a switcher. That's all it was, with about 4 cars on it. Okay.
Okay.
But as I got older, being in the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts, we used to race our trains. This one guy his house had a long runway, something like yours, but on one strip. Nobody could beat that switcher. Boy, it was cool. He used to go.
Hey, Paulie's here watching. He's loving the NW2 story being a switcher. He loves some of the. I believe it's an NW2, isn't it, guys? What that would be?
I don't know what that would be.
NW2 was one of the switchers that they used. I mean, there was a lot of switcher models that they had.
Yeah,
sure. So that was your first one.
Yeah. Well, and then my Uncle Joe, you know, him and I were raised together because he was like a year younger than me. He had to get one, so he bought. Let's see, the engine was Lionel had 2018 was the number, and it was supposed to be like a K4. It only had 3 drive wheels. It was a 464. Okay, and it had Lionel lines on the side of the tender. And but his came with the milk car, the unloading milk car, and some fancy other cars. His was a little more money. Like my train was like $65, and his was 90. You know, because he got a little better one. I don't know why, or because he was younger and he get it. But yeah, he got that. But he got that a year later though, and he still has it. He still has it.
Oh, that's really cool.
But he doesn't run it like I'm trying to get him to give it to me so I can put shelves up here.
Yeah.
And I want to display it and put his name on it and everything. So he has to get it back from your cousin Nicholas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to let Sean get in here, and I was just joking earlier. It was like I got to do this. It was just an interesting tidbit earlier talking to my dad, and he was excited he was going to get to talk to Sean from Dakman Productions because, you know, he's been watching him for years, and it was just like a neat thing. And, you know, that's what this is, and this community is so cool and how we can be. So, Sean, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, dive in, ask my dad, you know, some stuff.
Okay, sure. Love to. So, I'm seeing the train running behind you, and it looks like you have a Conrail Big Blue set that's running.
Yeah. Last Christmas, my wife bought me the Big Blue set. She bought me that, which is fantastic. I never expected her to do that. It was a total surprise. And then I made some changes. I exchanged some stuff to Brian, and he gave me the other 2. Those are Line Masters, but they look almost the same as the Big Blue. And I just got, I don't know if you can see this coming around here. These are those Alcos.
Yes.
I had to send them back to Lionel because the A unit would lose its program, but they fixed it.
You had that here. We saw that here.
Yeah.
You brought them down here when you visited this summer, and then you sent them back since then.
Yeah. But the whole thing is, though, Lionel got the wrong colors. Somebody should have lost their job for that. This is Tuscan red. That's pink, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't think a locomotive should be pink.
Well, we're definitely going to do. We're going to do a walk around to his layout a little after, and really get into detail on it, and so, kind of like we had done before.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to get to see. Uber Conrail, Uber to Big Blue.
So it looks like he's doing a Pennsylvania to Conrail transition time era.
Yeah. That's I've got the big. Well, my wife liked that train, the Big Blue, and I went, well, it's Conrail, but that's okay because Pennsylvania didn't have anything nice like that. So she got it for me, and I was extremely grateful for her, and thank you very much. But it's a good runner.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had that same set.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I got that same exact set.
Yeah. But
what curves are you on your layout? What curves are you running?
The outside
there it is.
The outside curve is 84. Okay.
Okay.
And the outside track's 84. The inside is 72. And the one where the coal train is on is 60.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to add, from now until summertime, I'm going to add another layer up top here.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to try and do that in 84 and 72. So I can get bigger engines on it.
Oh, yeah. And plus, with the nice wider curves, you can actually run longer trains without trying to pull them off the curve.
Oh, yeah. You see how long this one was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, so Dad and Sean. Sean said, Sean's Trains as Cross Tankers Railroad. Hey, I got a question for Rusty. What's your favorite locomotive you have?
It's right over here. Let me give. Can you see it with the phone?
Oh, hold on. Let us pull that up. 1 sec, Dad. Hold on.
Okay.
It's not connected.
Oh, it's not connected, Dad.
What do I do right here?
Probably have to leave and come back.
Leave and come back.
Is it?
I can see Brian moving and everything. Sean, wave your hand.
What?
Yeah, I can see him doing all that.
Well, yeah, but you might have to hit the leave at the bottom of the screen and enter back in on that device.
All
It
right.
just might. We're not seeing picture.
Wait a second. All right. All right, wait a second here. I know what to do. Okay.
While we're waiting on that, Mr. Pigdovid asked, does Rusty Anchors live near us, Brian?
Rusty lives still up in Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh, where I grew up in Latrobe. Lovely, in the midst of Steeler country. Yeah, where I grew up, that was you didn't have a choice.
Back there, Orange City's Hick back. 6 Super Bowl champions.
Oh yeah, I mean it was. Well, St. Vincent and where I grew up, St. Vincent College is the training camp for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
so I grew up sitting on his shoulders watching Terry Bradshaw and Lyd Swan and Mean Joe Green, giving you a Coke. Like, you could just walk up to those guys. It was just like whatever, back then.
I don't know how I lost this.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Now, wait a second here. I'm a little bit slow.
And Wesley's Trains is saying he actually lives real nearby.
Oh, yeah, Dad. Wesley's Trains, gentleman on here, he lives down in that area, not right by you and stuff.
Oh,
but I don't know if you have
where at?
Yeah.
I forgot.
What's that one? I can't read that.
And looks like he's using Fast Track too.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait.
So what got him into the modern stuff, versus the post-war era? Because
all right, are we on now? Wait.
No.
Okay, wait a second. Okay, I just changed it to back camera. Are we there yet?
No.
You haven't entered the studio.
You haven't clicked enter, Dad. You got to back out and push to the bottom of the screen and push it up so you can see it and hit enter studio.
All right, let me see if I can do that.
Just push up right now.
It's not working. Let me try it again. Safari.
Technology is wonderful.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Manny
sometimes.
Fernandez asked if your dad models a certain era.
There he is. All right, Dad.
Hey! I figured it
Now you have to do the camera thing. Now you have to flip the camera again.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one I had a tough time doing.
Oh, wait a second now. How do I flip the camera? Oh, there it is.
There you go. Yep, you got it.
There you go, Dad. Great job. Great job. Well, pull back a little bit, though. You're a little close.
Okay, here's my favorite engine right here. The chassis system GP38. You see it?
What is that? Lionel, MTH?
Lionel TMCC.
Oh,
Okay. Did that come out of that set?
What's that?
Was that out of that set?
Yeah, that's the one that you got me. That was the one that you got me.
Ooh. Okay.
Hey, Sean, check them babies out.
yeah, I'm liking that.
Yeah, I like them too. They are so smooth running. They're so smooth running, and I just set them. I give them a break. I wanted to run these ones today.
Yeah, it looks like you got an SD40 in there. I got the same road number, 6350.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I replaced my old Pennsylvania, my GP9.
I wish Lionel would make a Conrail GP9, but they haven't yet.
Well, you know, a Conrail GP9. A Conrail GP9 set up at Horseshoe Curve for a good while, and then there's complaints that they painted it and put Pennsylvania on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a K4 used to be there for forever.
Well, 1361 was there. Yeah, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that as a little kid seeing 1361 up there going up to Horseshoe Curve.
Yeah, that was up there.
Very cool.
So what's everybody drinking tonight?
I just have water.
Yeah.
I got my usual.
All right. I got my usual.
What's your usual?
Surprise, a vodka tonic with a lime twist.
Oh, yeah. I gotta drink a lot of water. I haven't had enough water in the last couple of days.
Yeah, well, that's something you probably do want to try to do. That was awesome, Dad. Seeing those. Go ahead, Sean. You were talking to him because Sean Strains had asked what his favorite engine was the chassis system.
Well, yeah, my question to you is, what got you into modern trains using controls like that over, running a post-war layout, per se?
That guy with the red T-shirt with the breast anchor thing. Come on, Dad, you got to try this. Brian, I don't want to do that. Come on, Dad, you got to do. But Brian is over my head, Now, I will not go to him and Michael has that automation on the switches.
Right.
I'm not going there. I still have.
Oh. Turn the speakers down.
I will. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
I still do this. It makes me feel like I'm in charge.
We missed that, Dad. It wasn't up.
Oh.
What did you show everybody?
My switches.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have them on the other side over there.
We can't hear you over there, Dad.
Huh?
It was hard to hear you.
Wait.
Oh. Now where's he going?
Here.
Showing us some more switches.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Wow.
Oh, there goes that coal train.
You see that's
That
green.
one, that last engine here in this last shop, the third engine there, I know for a fact my dad and I, we went together down to the first Lionel warehouse auction in North Carolina. And we went down there together, and he bought that, what is that, an HS11 or something?
Yes.
an HS11 Fairbanks Morris, and I bought that SD70 Ace PC 1030, and I think what we both spend like $250 on them, and because they were like repairs that people left, But that was I remember that engine we had done together. That was a while ago when we went down to that. So Heath from Human City. Oh, good. It's not a sandwich question. It says, what was it like in the Brian Rusty household during the Army Navy games? Well, I mean, growing up, I mean, that was easy. I wasn't very Navy.
I think we lost his audio.
What happened?
We lost his audio. He's
Audio?
talking. Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
Big Blue unhooked from its train.
Oh, that'll happen. It's Gremlin.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Lionel thumbtack couplers have a horrendous problem doing that. And I've learned to take tie wraps or zip ties and tie them shut so they don't do that no more.
I think it was the engine. Big Blue broke away from the lash up.
Oh.
Like its coupler let go.
That's unusual for a Lionel engine to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I was going to ask that one myself.
Yeah, we'll pop that out there as soon as he gets back from he's hiking to the back 40 there to go fix the engine. That'd be cool if it took you 10 minutes to get there. That's a lot of track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember trying to get him over to those remotes. Oh, goodness. He was like die hard on them ZWs, which it's not bad with the ZWs, but it's like the control that what you start getting with how you can deal with the engine is a different level. But they're great for the power. Dad, you good?
Yeah, I got it.
So, Dad, we got a question here from Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, and he's from across the pond in England.
Wow.
And Lee asked, Rusty, how big is your layout?
How big is my layout? I'm like 20 feet.
Look towards the camera, Dad.
Okay, well, I want to say I'm 20 feet from side to side, and I'm 16 feet deep here and 8 feet deep over there. So it's it's like this.
Oh wow.
Okay. So
Wesley's Train asked Rusty. He said, Rusty, have you ever taken part in the Ligonier Valley Railroad Museum open house tours? I'm in Greensburg since you asked.
No, we used to be. You and I used to be members of that when it was in that little building. Remember? Over by Weiss's Furniture. It was the
that was the Ligonier Valley Railroad Museum?
Well, no, it wasn't the museum. They called it the Ligonier Valley with all the HOs. And then they had to move. The guy passed and somebody bought the property. They had to go somewhere else with it. But that's what it was originally, where we used to go. We used to go to the train station for dinner and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat in the train station in my town, and they have like a whole Pennsylvania diner car that like they put in there and everything. You can sit in and eat inside the actual old train station.
Wait, why have I never eaten there?
Well, I don't know, Michael. It's pretty fancy.
Okay. Well, next time we go up outside of COVID. No, because you left, I think, at eating at the train station.
No, I didn't. No. He's just saying nonsense now.
Well, what
y'all just like
the owners did when they bought the train station, they smashed out one wall, and they had a Pennsylvania diner, Tuscan red, brought in and set on tracks and put halfway into the restaurant. So you go in there and you can go in there and set and eat, or you can set like I mean, it's all Pennsylvania Railroad because it used to be a magnificently big station. So it's just a fancy restaurant. No, the food is out of this world, but it's a little bit on the pricey side.
Yeah. So we got another quick question here, Rusty. Sean's Trains, and he's in Pennsylvania, but he's out on the other side of the state, out that way. And Sean's been on our Thursday show. He was our first guest on that one. Was Sean's Trains, and his dad was Navy. But question, he says, Rusty, do you have any steam locomotives? If so, what's your favorite?
Brian's just not my favorite. He got a brand new one, the one I wanted, but I can't afford it. So I have a couple of steam ones. I have a Berkshire Junior that's running. I have a small MTH. Lost my train of thought, Brian. What is?
Yeah, the MTH Rail King S2 turbine.
Yeah, I have that one, and I just got that big boy, that Union Pacific big boy, but the smaller version of it.
Yeah, is that 4014 the big boy, Dad?
Yeah, that's it. 4014.
4014. That's cool.
Yeah, it runs really good. It runs really good.
So is that your favorite steam engine you have then, the big boy?
No, I like that little MTH because I like the whistle. It's shrill. You know?
Rusty, we're popping up with more questions. And Mystic Southern Railway said, question, Mr. Rusty, when did you begin work on your current layout?
Oh, I started this in 2018 because we bought the house in 2017. When we were looking at the house, I walked in. When I saw the basement, the only thing I could think of was trains. But I didn't know that my wife is a hoarder. She has everything. So I'm trying to, all her stuff is under the table now. Yeah, I started this on.
You did all that in 2 years? All that building?
Well, yeah. Times, I mean, in the wintertime, I spent 8 hours down here. You know.
Wow.
There's me come back down, but I've already had two tracks up high. And this is all redesigned in the last year. I took everything down because when he started redesigning it, I went, Brian's not getting ahead of me.
You did a lot of work in 2 years. That's
so, Dad, Heath asked the question here: what is the goal for your layout when you grow up? What's the plan like? What it's going to look like? What is the scenery, and what's it going to do? You have some cool stuff with that. Okay. I think people would like.
Let me get my pointer here. Okay, as you can see, I have the 3 tracks running in there. Okay, let's look way over on the wall over there. Can you guys see over there on the wall? The silver.
You want to take the camera, Dad?
Yeah, I will. Good idea.
You got your finger on the camera.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow.
Okay, up here.
Oh, is that mic not on, I guess, on his camera?
I got it.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. This is 14 inches high. I was going to bring it straight across so I can just walk under it, like right in this area here, but that's too high. I'm going to lower this down to about 8 inches. And this is going to be the top. It's going to run here, make its turn, follow my stick, cut right across this area here and go over. Then I'm going to take it down to that end, way down there. into a mountain, and as I'm going to raise it up as it comes over and bring it over top of itself right here and cut back over onto that and then bring it back down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just want the world to know that I live in Latrobe, where I grew up beside a turntable, and 5 minutes from the Steelers training camp. What a life, huh?
That's awesome, Dad.
Yeah. Well, here's I had this made. That's going to hang right. That's going to hang right top of everything. Right there, it's going to hang. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey,
Buddy.
I like the Conrail blue carpet on the steps.
And
what?
I said I like the Conrail blue carpet on the steps.
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
So are you trying to incorporate some hometown things on your layout, Dad, to make it kind of personalized, more towards your life experience where you grew up?
Yeah, well, for example, this is a Rico station. That's what Latrobe has uptown. That's where the restaurant's at, in that Rico station, uptown. Well, there's a hole over here where I'm going to get a passenger car, a diner car, and I'm going to stick it halfway in there and glue it in. Okay, to make it look like uptown. But I'm going to put this up on the second layer back there because I want it to be like it is in town, where you go to the restaurant and then you go to the station and you go up the steps to the platform, and the trains are high here in Latrobe. So I want to try and create that.
Dave Piper said he lives there.
There's a gentleman watching. Dave Piper said that's where I live. So I guess, I'm guessing he means Latrobe or the surrounding area. I'm guessing that's what he's referring to. And so you got another clear O scale, most likely. I'm going to guess on that one. Friend right there. And Third Rail says, shout out to Latrobe. Rolling Rock is the beer I always keep in my fridge. Ha ha.
Hey, does he still drink Rolling Rock?
I probably. Okay. I'm guessing he says he always keeps it in there.
Yeah, but it's not made here anymore. It's made in New Jersey, I think. 3 or 4 people, I think.
There you go, Sean. It's made in Jersey now.
Yeah, Rolling Rock beer is made in Jersey by I don't know if it's Anheuser right now or not, but they bought the Latrobe Brewery, and it used to taste different. I know that when Brian's sister turned 21, her and I used to sit out by the pool and drink a case of Rolling Rock Light.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you grew up there. That was a thing, though. I mean, the town, you worked for the hospital, the brewery. I mean, it was a major thing in town. And from our glass line tanks to you, we tender this hearty beer from our mountain springs. You had to know it.
Yeah, you very seldom walk into any bar. There might be, if there's 10 people, maybe 2 people are drinking a Miller or a Bud. Everybody else was green. And the funny thing is, when I used to go to Florida on my golf trips, the only specials they had was big buckets of Tony bottles of Rolling Rock.
Yeah, a bucket of rocks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you buy a bucket of rocks. Yep. Hey, one of our, on our Discord, Dad, one of our petty officers has a question. Burnsies, O-scale model trains, says, Rusty, you got the PRR and you got the CR. Do you got the PC? Penn Central.
No, I don't.
No Penn Central.
you're the only one that has a Penn Central. I'd like to get something like that, but I haven't got that.
Oh, Dad, Wesley's train says, or Latrobe Steel, that's where I work.
Whoa. You mean that guy? I worked at Latrobe Steel.
That's a small coinky-dink.
Wow.
Well, you know what?
It only took the internet for you guys to find each other in Latrobe. It only took the World Wide Web.
Ask him to give you his phone number personally or something. I'll call him. He can come on over and we can do stuff and get acquainted.
Yeah.
You have to bring a mask though. The governor finds out, he'll take my trains away.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I mean, that see, to me, that's part of what this community is right here. Here, this is up here, and you find out all of a sudden there's a couple people already in the general area.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is part of what's amazing about this community and being able to click together. And PGH Train Fanatic just said, Nick says, what's going on, Train Friends? I know you've watched his show, Dad.
Yeah, I do. I watch.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So, Sean, you got some more questions for my dad?
Yeah,
I know you do.
Yeah, is your roundhouse up and running?
No. I just cleaned the table off the other day, getting ready for tonight, and I just wanted you to see of what I'm planning.
Oh, okay.
It's not. As a matter of fact, I haven't figured out how I have to do it yet, Sean. But I wasn't going to do it, and my wife said she wants me to have a turntable, and because she saw Brian, she goes, "That looks so awesome, a turntable." So I bought one of those Atlas things,
Yeah.
I would have liked to had one you cut the hole in the table, but I'm still not done yet because you get some end-scale track and you get that motor off of a rotisserie barbecue. And if you're ingenious, you can make one yourself. And I might give that a try next year down the road.
That's awesome, Dad. So Mystic Southern Railway says, question, was Brian a troublemaker as a kid?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You can't be any prouder as a father to have a kid like him. He was a great baby. Well, like every other baby, we all shit our pants, but that's beside the point. But anyway, he was a great student. He was fantastic in the band. He was great in the marching band. Brian was an all-around great child. I think the Navy screwed him up, but that's their problem. Now his sister Rebecca, she had the horns and the teeth that come down over the side. She had fangs and she could slide it out.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Wow, yeah, and she's gonna, yeah, Rebecca. That's my baby sister.
Well, let me tell you about when Brian was born.
Rebecca, by the age of 18, I think Rebecca knocked me out cold 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, she owed you.
Well, sure, but I mean, Mr. Pictovid just asked Rust. Well, I guess he gave you a new nickname, Rust. On the train running behind you now, are all the Conrail diesels powered or some unpowered?
No, they're all powered. All power units. Okay?
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's, to me, that's one of the best things about command control.
Yeah.
Being able to make those lash ups are just so much fun.
Hey, you know what I'm going to do for Sean one day? I'm going to put all 5 of them together and run them.
There you go.
Hey, Sean,
yeah.
Send us a video.
You got to make a video. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. The third rail asked at Crossed Anchors, Brian, You were a band kid? What instrument? Oh, yeah, I was a baritone, low brass all the way. You started on the trumpet. Braces changed that situation. But, yeah, I did a lot of brass stuff. But, yeah, I was a low brass guy, baritone. That was and euphonium, concert euphonium.
Yeah.
Other than that, and
Well,
that was always fun, yeah.
when we bought your own instrument, we went down to McKeesport, down to a great music store, and we bought him a 4-valve silver flared euphonium. And boy,
Yeah.
he could play. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
when he went to Clarion for his freshman year at college, he walked. He had to go audition for the marching band. He made it. Then it was come for like show band, and he goes walking in the audition, and the music director said, "Brian, what are you doing here?" He goes, "I come to audition." And the teacher and the professor said, "Well, these are music majors." Brian took a seat. He earned a seat on that band, on that show band up at the university. I think that's how good he was.
Well, thank you, Dad. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. He played that.
But, I can't read that one.
Hey, you know what you did though? You named him to play taps on the ship for burials at sea. He left his sister's trumpet on the Monterey and never got it back. You forgot it.
No. It's back. I think Rebecca has it.
Yeah, we brought it to her house.
Yeah, we brought it back. She has it.
You're kidding me.
No, she has it.
I'll have to ask her that.
Secrets.
Yeah.
No, family secrets. Who has the trumpet? So Sean Strange, I couldn't read that real quick, Mike. Sean Strange said, "Oh, railroads. What bands are you? Yeah, okay. What bands? Yeah, we did a lot of band. Yeah, that was always. I did all kind. Pretty much every band there was, I was in. You were a band parent. You were always. Yeah, you guys were always like going to that. It was never that thrilling. It was always thrilling to have your parents show up as chaperones. That was everybody's favorite thing when they were 16.
Yeah.
So that was always thrilling.
As a chaperone, I broke all the rules. I let you guys eat candy in your uniforms. I let you sit anywhere you wanted to, and we weren't supposed to. Hey, Brian was probably one of the few children as a 4-year-old that I set him on a stool in front of a transformer and said, "Go ahead and you do it." He was only 4 years old when he had the ZW going like this with those handles. He never wrecked it. He never wrecked the train. That's how trained he was. He was so in the train.
I can't say anything for now. I do wreck them more now, apparently.
Is there anything in particular that you buy, or you just buy stuff that that you like seeing, or you like to buy stuff that you really would see on a train, or what drives your buying?
Well, money situation number one, because everything's so much more expensive. One thing I'll never do again is I'll never buy switches off of eBay, because when I get them, I might not want to install them yet, and so I don't test them.
Oh.
So then I go to put them in the thing. It's not working. I turn the back over, no guts in them. People cheated me.
Oh.
They cheated me. And when I go back to eBay, they go, "Well, you bought this 3 months ago, but I didn't try it till now." So I'll never buy a used switch on eBay again, because there's a lot of crooks out there. The one thing, if I ever get down to South Carolina, I bought a GG1 off of this guy. No, I can't remember his name, or I'd been down there a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. You were hot when that happened. I can't blame you. I agree.
One, and it was supposed to be delivered right at Easter. Well, I was at Brian's at Easter. Okay. And they came FedEx. You have to sign for it. It was under $500, and I had to sign for $500 or more. It was $325. So they tried 3 times. Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday. Well, no, I think FedEx came Holy Thursday, Good Friday, 3 days. Put a sticker on it. They send it back. Well, I called eBay. eBay got this guy. He said he wasn't there. He loses it. He kept my train.
Oh,
Money. That's outright stealing. So I found out who he was. I got his phone number. I called him. I said, "Did you sell a green GG1 on?" Yeah. I said, "You're a crook. You sold it to me. And if I find out where you live, I'm gonna break your hand." You're gonna get that. But
Dad,
I believe in the Lord, so I ain't doing that.
So Dave Piper said, "Can someone post a link to Rusty's channel?" But Rusty doesn't have a YouTube channel.
No, I don't.
Rusty occasionally takes a video and he'll send it to us and we'll put it up when he does updates. If he wants to have a channel, he can. But if you guys, I tried to tell him, he was shocked how much people watched him the last time he was on here and checked his layout out. And,
I can
send us information, let us know you want to see him more, and maybe we can encourage him to make a channel, folks.
Or send us more videos.
Or at least make some more videos, and we can put them up if he wants to do that.
Do you know how you determine how somebody is really good at this stuff? Everybody looks up here. Don't look here. Look under the table and see the wiring scheme and see how needed. That's what impresses me the most. When I got under Brian's table, I went, "Holy moly!"
Yeah, it's lots of wires.
But I condense, But I condense it. You want to see a railroad or model railroad? Look under his table. That's what's impressive. And I never knew any about this. What I learned from Brian and what I learned from myself.
Well, hey, Dad, wait a minute. This is so weird. Look at this. Here we got FD Tech MP40 says, "Franklin, Virginia, shout out. This is awesome. Wish I wasn't at work right now, Brian. I see where you get your talent from. I have no idea who that is, but here's somebody in Franklin, Virginia." There's T-shirts you could buy when I first moved here, and it said, in little words across it, it said, "Where in the hell is Franklin, Virginia?"
Well, they had that for Brainville. Remember those shirts? Where the hell is Brainville?
Yeah. And
30 people right down the street.
But that's crazy. Shout out, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's again, just the example of this community that it is so cool that you can find. It's a small world. As big as the world is, it's an itsy bitsy teeny weeny small world.
Yeah.
And and then we live in an even smaller one because there's only so many crazy train folks. There's only so many of us, and then those of us who sit around and watch videos like this on YouTube. Not everybody does this.
I gotta get my battery charger for my phone. Just a sec.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
This is crazy. Shout out from Virginia, Franklin. Woot woot. Nuts. What you doing, Dad?
I have a portable battery that I just charged it and I just plugged it into the phone.
Hey, Dad. Dave Piper just said, "I just sold my house in Pandora."
But Pandora, that's where Aunt Tanny lived. That's where Metelli lived. And Krullick. Ask him. Have Michael type.
Well, Dad, you're saying it right now. He can hear you.
What?
If he's watching the show, he can hear you.
Oh. Do you know the Krullicks from Pandora and the Metellis from Pandora?
Yeah, that's wow. There you go. See, I mean, it's a small world, and it takes the World Wide Web to bump into people down the block. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Rusty a hoot. Rusty's a hoot. That's what Bernard C says. Rusty's a hoot. There you go.
Thank you, Bernard. Hey, you know what else? Wait, let me turn this. Now a little bit more.
Dave Piper said he didn't think so. Rusty.
He didn't what, Michael? What did you say?
He didn't think so.
Oh, okay. That he knows some people.
Oh, it's been a while since. Yeah, that's been a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were about being veterans. Have you had a lot of success with the veterans coming on?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've had ones every Saturday this month, and started at the end the week ending in October. We started with Grandpa Rails JD, and he was an Air Force veteran. And then we had Trains and Things and K&R Models, and they are they were two brothers, Rich and I'm blanking the other name at the moment all of a sudden. And they were a Navy veteran, and Rich was an Air Force veteran. And I want to say Dave, but I might be wrong with that off the top of my head. And then we had Ray Bauble, who was here last week, and he's a Navy veteran. And now there's you, Dad, as an Army veteran. So why don't you tell us a little, well, in the Navy, we call it a sea story. What do you guys call it in the Army? Walking on dirt? I don't know.
I don't know what that was, but when I was in basic training, one of the highlights that stood out. Well, number one, I was an expert with the M14. You could shoot an asshole out of a rat at, a couple 100 yards. I'm a good shot. I'm a good deer hunter. I got the deer heads hanging over there. But anyway,
you and Christopher Walken.
Yeah. But I was walking the company area, and my DI, for those of you who don't know, that's drill instructor. My DI and the DI from the other company were having an argument. My sergeant stops me and says, "Sergeant, stop for a minute." I go, "Yes, drill instructor." And the guy got somebody from his company. And he goes, "My guys are better trained than you are." And he said, "No, you're not." So my drill instructor, "You're both going down to give us push-ups. The winner gets a weekend pass." Okay? So we start doing push-ups. And he's going real fast. I go, "I got this guy beat because I'm taking my time up and down." He's going, So then, next thing you know, his body starts to bend and his butt's up in the air. And then his elbows are bending. And he's only coming this far down, to the ground. My chest is touching the ground every time. And I go, "This guy's cheating." Well, his arms gave out about 51 push-ups. And I'm like 42, 43. My drill instructor, when I got to 54, went over him. I said, "Permission to recover?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I want you to give me your maximum. I don't want to leave a doubt in this guy's mind." 79. That was the last time I did 79 push-ups. My arms were so sore for 3 days, I couldn't pick my nose. Rubber.
What was that? What was Johnson president or Nixon?
Johnson.
No, for real. I mean, I'm not like being mean. It was Johnson or Nixon. It was what, 68?
No, it was Johnson was president because the guys in Vietnam at that time used to have LBJ hired guns on the back of their coats.
Yeah, well, FDMP40. Dad says, "Go Army." My son's stationed at Alaska Fort Wainwright.
Oh yeah.
And, so he's supporting Army. So what was your MOS in the Army there, Rusty?
95 Bravo.
So let's see who knows that. Don't say what that is. Let's see if anybody in the chat can say what a 95 Bravo is. That's an interesting little thing.
I was a 95 Bravo and a 95 Charlie.
And while we give people a second on that, Mystic Railway says, "Mr. Rusty, if you had Jeff Bezos' money, would you hire people to do things on your layout or still do everything yourself?"
Oh no, I do myself. I don't want somebody else's idea. I want my idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anybody say what a 95 Bravo is? when I tuned in earlier, you were saying about a turntable around Latrobe. Where was it located? Oh, that was out in Derry, where they grew up in Derry, Pennsylvania, Dave. Right, Dad? The turntable?
The turntable, the back end of the roundhouse was, let's see, if you go out in your yard and you walk 10 feet, you cross an alley and you get another 15 feet, that's the back side of the roundhouse. You can look in the window.
And that was in Derry.
That was in Derry, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he just sold a house in Pandora, and that was down below where that new bridge in Derry is that goes up over like the big dip down in Derry.
Yeah.
And there's that new bridge they built, and that was over the whole engine area that existed there during the PRR.
Yeah.
And we got somebody, Dad. We got retired LEO says, what did he say? MP. Yeah, and Van Dorn Media Works says 95 Bravo is an MP, right?
95 Bravo is an MP. 95 Charlie is prison guard. So I come out of MP school and I went to Leavenworth, and I was
What's Leavenworth, Dad?
Leavenworth was, I don't know if it still is, the maximum security prison of the Army and Air Force. I mean, I was a turnkey. I carried the big brass keys, and I was on the ship that had to wake the prisoners up. You know how I did it? I was a prick. I was a little prick. I put those brass keys on the bars and run down my tier. The prisoners would say, let's catch him and throw you up his damn tier.
And that's in Leavenworth, Kansas, right, Dad?
Leavenworth, Kansas. You could sit on one of the towers and look out. It was right on the Missouri River. The Missouri River was right here, and that was the low side of the wall. I goes, why is the wall so low? They said nobody can swim at that. The Missouri River was current, real bad current, you know. And you went on over into Missouri.
Didn't when you were there, Dad? Didn't Lieutenant Kelly arrive?
Yes, Lieutenant Kelly was coming in when I was leaving. Lieutenant Kelly was the officer charging the Miley massacre. And you know what? The guy was only following orders because General Westmoreland had body counts, and nobody admits that. But he said, "I want so many bodies for this group and so many bodies for that group."
Yeah. Split Rock 323 Dad says, I was an MP with the USMC. I even had a canine. It bit me more than anyone else, though.
Well, after I left the States, because that was my short tour at Leavenworth, I got sent to Augsburg, Germany. And that was my long tour. And
the big city in Germany where Augsburg was by, Dad.
It's right above Munich.
Munich, okay.
München is pronounced in Deutschland. München. And anyway, Augsburg was a very beautiful South Bavaria city. It wasn't too much damage from the war. And anyway, when I got there, we were the 24th Division, but the 24th Division was deactivated because, you know, it lost its colors 3 times in combat. So they got rid of the 24th Infantry Division. And at that time, they pulled the 1st Division, the Big Red One, out of Vietnam. He said it served enough in Vietnam. And they brought it to Fort Riley, Kansas. Well, we were a brigade over there in Augsburg, and we were the 3rd Brigade of the 1st Infantry Division. So we were the 1st Brigade. I was the 1st Division, the 1st Brigade, the 1st Military Police Company. And
okay.
What's all that?
Well, Randy Jacobs says I did the same in the Navy, corrections specialist trained by Army at Fort McLean, Alabama.
Fort McClellan.
Oh, McClellan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, now, when I was come out of MP school, the luckiest guys in the world, see, because they said, like submissions, the top 4 guys, West Point, next 5 or 6, Fort Dix. We went down.
Fort Dix.
I just lost. Oh, I see. I got a derailment on my passenger train. Something let loose. The engine hit. Well, anyway, and then the next guys right above me went to Fort McClellan, Alabama. That was the training center for the women, and all of us were crying and those guys were walking around like, yeah, baby. They're going down to be MPs at an all-woman fort. But I think that's changed now. Of course, they all mixed together. But at the time, they kept us separated. And then from there down was Leavenworth. Oh, crap.
Well, I mean, and what did you deal with being over there? What was something that stuck out for you? What's something interesting that happened while you were in Germany over there?
Well, I had a lot of good times, but
didn't you go fast on the Autobahn?
Oh, the Autobahn was no speed limit. Okay, and I remember I had because being an MP.
What kind of car did you have, Dad?
Well, my buddy had it was a Ford Fairlane GT. Okay, so we could easily do 100 miles an hour, but you're going down at 70 miles an hour. They got these little things called cockpits where there's 2 wheels in the front and 1 wheel in the back, and you actually open the cockpit and set in it and close it. And like if you were a husband and wife, you each had one. You know, all it was like a rail. And they'd be driving down the Autobahn, and here comes Joe GI, 75 miles an hour, or somebody in a Mercedes, and they'd pull out in front of you, crash. Well, I remember having to get out on the Autobahn and diagram a 60-car accident. That was bad. But the worst time is that there was a GI involved. He was on a motorcycle. There was 2 guys on a motorcycle, and they hit a car, direct shot. And I had to go over, and his helmet was over there, but some of him was still in the helmet.
Ah, okay.
That was the worst.
Wow. Okay.
That was the worst.
Yeah, no point to get too graphic.
Yeah, well, but, 19 years old, you don't need to see that stuff.
No, it makes a mark. But Dad, Mystic Southern Railway said, this is how I'm celebrating my B-Day, and I'm very happy about it. Zooming with the fam tomorrow. Wow, happy B-Day, Mystic Southern Railway. How old are you? How old are you?
How old is he?
Let us know. Well, we'll sing happy birthday to you. Let us know how old you are. Split Rock says November 21st. Good day for birthdays. Mine as well. Wear the cake. Oh, okay. Well, we're just boom, 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 boom. Look at that. How many of those 86-foot boxcars you got, Dad? He's got to count.
Looks like 6.
Oh, I was going to say, thank God. We'd be screwed if it was over 21. So. So, anyway.
10 fingers and 10 toes. Is that what you mean? Hey, Michael, you hear what he's talking to me about?
Yeah, I hear him.
Counting boxcars. So, Sean, go ahead. You got some more questions for Rusty there?
Yeah. Do you have any future plans for buying any more Conrail?
I guess it's up to the price, you know, what I'm saying. I'd like to see. But I do want to get, my next thing is trying to get an F8 Tuscan red diesel set. You know, that's my next thing. And then, of course, like at least one good big Pennsylvania locomotive to run on this outside track. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
What
How many trains can you
run
run on your layout?
I had 5, but I took 2 down because I want to do the other 2. So I can run 3 at one time down here because the rest is the yard.
Okay, well, Dad, you want to pull the phone back up if you can, and you want to walk around the whole perimeter of your layout and.
Oh, okay.
kind of let us get that set before you start moving and make it the main thing.
Okay.
And there you go.
Okay.
Whoop.
Let me get my pointer. Okay, well,
Well,
I'm
step
not gonna-
back a little bit with the camera. You're a little close.
Yeah.
There you go.
well, I'm not gonna worry about finding out what happened here. I probably went off track. Yeah, I'm off track over here,
Okay.
but we'll work about that later. Okay, well, what I got is my yard there. Coaling towers. I'm going to make this a coal field. And I have some old cars back there. Homemade diner.
Oh, where'd you get that? That's cool. Where's that from?
I bought it at a flea market, and it has outside seating only.
Good for COVID.
Yeah, good for COVID. And we'll go around here to the story now. All this is going to be covered, guys. This whole area is going to be mountain going down, and you won't be able to see none of the furniture, the storage racks.
Sure.
I like that long view going way over to there in the corner, way over
Now,
there.
Dad, are your main lines all interconnected?
Yes, they're all. You can go any line. I have 23 switches in operation now.
How many? What?
I have 23 switches in operation now.
Oh wow. Oh wow, that looks really cool, Dad.
Yeah, I like that. I drive around and I see down by Chambersburg, Maryland. Oh my God, they have sidings with cars miles long.
That looks really awesome, Dad. I really like how you put that together and the yards going in there on the right side there and how that snakes around there.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I like that. Then, of course, the mains go underneath. Yeah. And that's my stockpile up there when I start building again.
Sure. You got to recycle everything. You can't just you got to keep that stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
those are some nice. What are you doing there? Don't you have some stuff with Strickland's drugstore from in town?
Yeah, right here. Look at
They were the first people to make the banana split.
If you look on
Strickland's
this
drug.
If you look in this window, that's Rexall. It was a drugstore. And if you look over here, that's the banana split. I had somebody paint this on and write that. But that's exactly what Strickler's drugstore in Latrobe now. They just tore the building down a year. This was very old. First banana split, Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of those things you were taught in civics class in elementary school.
Yeah.
And Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know too much about Latrobe, Mr. Rogers went to high school here. Arnold Palmer lived up here and went to high school. Okay. Latrobe is really the birthplace of professional football. The first paid player was from Latrobe. And the reason why Canton has the Hall of Fame is because the city fathers in Latrobe voted against having it here. They didn't want to have strangers coming into their town. And now they deeply regret the decision they made.
I'm sure.
Do you like how that coal train just snakes around there, Sean? I like how it snakes around there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now
the turntable fits well there, Dad.
Yes, it does. I was going to put horseshoe curve way over there, but everybody has a horseshoe curve.
Yeah.
Let me duck under. Equipment zone.
Of course. We all have those.
big boy.
Nice.
That little Union Pacific tender, though, it's like they ran out of money to build it. And there's all my Chessies. I mean, my CSXs. I like CSX Railroad brand also.
Yeah, I got a couple myself.
Oh, yeah? Good.
Yeah.
What's that Erie over there, Dad, all the way to the left?
Okay, I'll show you that in a minute. You see that? Everybody says that's a cat. It's not a cat. That's the outline of the Chesapeake Bay. Here's coming into the bay. That Paul, that's James River coming into the bay. That's what that is. Everybody says, what do they have a cat on there for? This over here, I bought this from Brady's website or on eBay. It's a legacy. It's not good at all. I don't know what to say. It runs like it's pulling 500 cars. It grinds. So.
Well, we're going to have you send that to Sid.
I love this tower. All glass. And of course, Brian and
I like them green chunks. Congressional.
Yeah, they have that. Liquefied gas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Go with these DuPonts.
Oh, there goes the coal train.
Yeah. Look at these old box cars I bought. Just to set them along the track.
That's cool. Oh, I like that Northern Pacific.
Yeah, all beat up. This thing weighs a ton.
That's cool.
Yeah. What's that? Chicago Great Western.
Hey, Dad, we got a question from Mark Esterline. He wants to know, can you show your power and control center?
Okay, well, I just had to make a change because I blew this TIU out. Okay, so here's my power bricks. Track 1, track 2, track 3, the yard, and this will be track 5 and 6 when I get them up. I have the TIU running. I had to put this transformer on, which is not, there's no power in this. I get my power from the bricks. I just put this on 3 days ago because that other TIU went dead. It melted down. It's all melted down and everything. And so Brian's going to show me where to send that. So that's what I have here. This transformer runs all my switches. Okay, of course, my legacy is here. This transformer supplied that TIU, and this transformer supplies this TIU. Okay, and that's basically it. It's not real.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get him to get an AIU and some WIUs and the Wi-Fi.
Well, I want to get the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I didn't use the fancy stuff. I just went down to the electrical store and bought these. These are plastic with metal inserts. So this is track 1, track 2, track 3, and this was track 4, but it's like I say, it's not running. And this is the yard, and then of course it all goes under and goes everywhere.
And you color coded your tracks, didn't you?
Yes, my tracks are color coded. Orange is 1, dark green is 2, yellow is 3, purple was track 5, white is the yard. Goes underneath, all the way under.
That's cool. So it's easy to really trace where you're going on your different stuff to be able to follow with your eye underneath.
Yeah, and I found out that buying the wire down at SNH Electric is really Yeah, down that side. So it's like 11 cents a foot. So I'll buy 200 feet. You know. Of
Yeah.
And of course, black is all ground to me. Wherever black is at is ground.
Well, Dad, we got a question here saying from Austin Seaton saying, "Can we see the tower?" And I'm guessing, does he mean the coal tower? Do you have another tower?
No, just this one.
Okay.
That comes down
You
here.
got that. Hey, you got that one. Where'd you get that?
Bought it off eBay for some guy. You know, $30 I think or something. Maybe you can see.
That's not bad.
I like now. We'll keep it that way. No, that's pretty nice. I like that. And this one,
Yeah.
I just got that one recently. That's pretty nice. It's old and beat up. I love it.
Dad, Austin was referring to your switch tower. I think that pretty one with the glass that you looked at earlier.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I got one here. That's your regular line. That one.
Yeah.
I got another one here. I got a little shanty. This was a set with this switch tower over here. I mean, but look at that baby. That's beautiful. I'm gonna try and get people inside there eventually.
Yeah, I like the windows.
Oh, that's beautiful. Chimney and
Is it detailed inside, Dad?
no, but I think I'm going to do that eventually. That's going to be part of my. Wait a minute. Oh, it don't come off. I think I just snapped it.
Okay, well, don't break it.
Yeah. But look at how detailed it is.
Yeah. That's a nice tower, Dad.
Oh,
I like that.
I like that a lot.
I hope that's the towers you were talking about, Austin. And
There are my bridges ready to get installed when I go. Those are double tracks there.
okay, Austin was saying he has the Lionel one, that one right there.
This, yeah.
Yeah. Does that one plug in and do something, Dad?
Yeah, see, it has the connections underneath. This one's practically brand new, where you wire it and then you put the pressure plate under, and when the train goes over, the little man comes down the steps swinging the lantern.
Okay. Tim's Train said that Legacy Erie GP9 that Rusty owns has AC Pullman motors. They growl and they take a bit of power to work. So, yeah, we might have to, I don't know. I think we might have to have that looked at.
Yeah, I think it's rough running. I try to oil it and grease it, and it growls like it's, and I have to have it way up high for it to even move.
So how many feet of track do you think you have there, Rusty?
Well, let's go with, let's see, 20 and 16 is what? Let's see, 20, 40, 60, 120 on 2 tracks, another 60, 180, probably 180 feet of main line. You know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that I would think maybe even a little more than that. But yeah, because I mean, you got a pretty good diameter there. You're going around.
Yeah,
You got some decent length on some of that stuff. It really is. Yeah, that S curve's really pretty, Dad. That's working out well for you.
Yeah, it's nice.
It goes around there real nice.
Yeah, it's got a nice wide sweep to it.
What was that? Sean, what was that?
What'd you say, Sean?
I said it's got a nice wide sweep to that S curve.
Yeah, it is. I would have liked it to have been like 72, but it couldn't fit.
Well, can you turn on the volume and let's hear those Conrails or that Pennsylvania coal train and turn them sounds up and
Sure.
blast some horns?
Sure.
Let us hear some of that big blue.
I'm going to set the phone down.
Sure. If you want to rail that PRR train, go ahead. What's up, Wally? Welcome to the stream, my friend. How you doing? We're just hanging out here with Sean and Rusty, and he's showing us his layout at this point. Had a little fun, and he's fixing a derailment and grabbing a remote right now. And there he goes. Oh, there we go. That's more entertaining. Where did I leave my remote? I know that's what I'd be thinking. Where did I set it?
I got it.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. Wally from Wally says, "I love the layout."
I'll tell Wally thank you.
Paulville Government New Jersey Railroad. Oh, Grovemont and New Jersey Railroad. Excuse me. Paulville, Grovemont, and New Jersey Railroad. Awesome layout, sir.
Says, I love the layout.
Oh,
That was me. Sorry.
oh.
Thanks, guys.
Sean, is that like stuff by you out in Jersey, Paulville and Grovemont?
I've
Or-
never actually heard of it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure since it said Jersey. I was just asking. If that's like, I don't know if you like, if some of it's made up or if those are actual real towns. That's pretty cool though. How many cars went off?
Just this one. It unhooked. And then
Okay.
popped it off.
Oh, all right. Well, there was it's just like those Looney Tune commercials. I mean those Looney Tune ones from World War II where Bugs Bunny would be in the World War II fighter and the little gremlins would be like on the outside of the plane and then they'd be playing the anvil chorus and banging on the bomb like this with the big mullets and stuff. That's what these little buggers are doing. Ooh, they're going live and they're like, ooh, we have stuff we can mess with and just pull one little thing and they're creative little dudes. I'll give them that. They just know. It's a fictional name for my little layout railroad. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Okay. So, Sean, you live in a fictional place.
Hold Sean in his seat. I know he's jumping around.
What?
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
These days we're gonna have to meet on John's town. You know, with the hotel room and go over and drink his beer.
He lives down where I did some recruiting duty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know some of his stuff. Yeah, I stomped around down in those ways, running around in the G-Jet down there. Can you turn that up, Dad? Your volume so we can hear you?
The volume.
No,
talking
the
in
trains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing now.
I'm going to assume those were MTH auto racks.
Yeah, they are, Sean. Mark Esterline says, I've noticed that like father like son, no landscaping. This has to be pretty overwhelming to complete on these massive layouts. Yeah, well, I mean, we're getting there, and the scenery is there's a lot you got to figure out. And I tried to do a little, and it's you got to finish the wiring and do all that stuff first. And I haven't finished it. You do a lot of extra work. Did you do that? Nice. How many do you have on that last shop, Dad?
They're just two. The middle one's a dummy that I bought a long time ago. My computer's running low on battery.
The Paulville, Rosemont, New Jersey says, I do live in New Jersey, right on the old Jersey Central main line. That would be for the Blue Comet, right? Is that what the
Hey,
Comet would have rode down?
I got to run upstairs and get my computer battery charger.
Okay, Dad.
One second.
Go ahead. Don't run. Walk swiftly.
He's got pretty amazing layout for being 2 years into it.
Yeah, he's been hard at work with some stuff, and he has some fun with it, Mr. Pictovid. I've been telling Dakman he lives in a fictional place for some time. Oh, not you, Mr. Pictovid. No, not like that. No. Somehow I'm not surprised. Bravo, bravo. So he had to go get that plug.
Okay.
Hey, Dad, here, you'll be pleased to hear this. Mystic Southern Railway says, Brian, you got a pretty cool dad.
Yeah, but how old is he?
I'm not sure.
I give Sean a rush here.
Wally says you're a cool cat.
Thank you, Wally.
Well, you had, Dad, what was your first car back then you bought in the Army? Tell everybody what it was.
A what?
The car you bought when you were in the Army.
Oh, 69 Chevelle. 350. Man, I could roll smoke. I could turn tire. Woo!
A 69 Chevelle. Randy Jacobs says, all these northern guys, I'm in Florida, no basements. Dang, I'm jealous.
Hey, let me tell you something. Yeah, that's right. No basements in Florida. Said you have water all the time. The car was pewter gray, a coupe. I ran 60 wide tires. What are they called? Trans Am Delta 60s on the back with the raised white letters saying Delta 60s, and on the front Delta 70s, which were a little smaller. And boy, that car just, when I hit the throttle, that car just went down.
What was in it, Dad?
350.
Nice.
Yeah.
How much was it? Did you bought it new, right?
Yeah, $6,000.
Wow.
That's all.
There you go. John 2618 says, father and son enjoying the hobby is a special thing. Yeah, I mean, it was, he's the one who got me into this. He was telling the story of me sitting on the stool just with the ZWs. And yeah, it has been a good bond for us. And it is cool to be able to do and help us and to be able to, you know, have some fun with something like this. It is enjoyable to be able to have. And it does. It's a cool relationship you can have with this.
When Brian was about 6, when he was about 6 years old, we used it. I had the 027 track. I didn't even have the O gauge track, and I used to cut pieces of wood, and I would make him set them and paint. I'd cut them for ties, so we could put them under. You know, because it was only 3 black things on the regular tubular track, so I used to make him paint each one of those black. He used to sit there and paint them. Can I run the trains now? No, keep painting. He'd be covered with black paint. He'd go upstairs and mother would yell at him. But Dad made me do it. Dad made me do it.
Yeah. I didn't do it. And I never threw mashed potatoes at anybody either. Oh, good he didn't hear that.
No, you said something, but what was it?
I said, yeah, and I never threw any mashed potatoes either.
Oh my God. We were eating dinner one day. I'm sitting here. His mom's sitting across. Beck is on this side because we used to pull the table away, the kitchen table away from the wall. We very seldom in the dining room. Beck is sitting there and Brian's over here. And I can see it, and Brian's looking at me and he's looking at his mother. He gets a spoonful of mashed potatoes and drops it down below the table level, right? Well, he don't think we're looking. He goes up and goes, bing, and it went across the table and hit Rebecca right in the face. Now, he should have known Rebecca is a wild creature. She's going to retaliate. She retaliates with 2 handfuls of potatoes and fries. And then the food went. I'm covering my face. I don't want to laugh. Their mother is going to kill these two, right? And she gets up and she's screaming, and they stop and they look at her. She goes, "You clean it up, both of you." And she points at me and she goes, "And you clean it up too because you let it happen."
Yeah, she used to have what you call a conniption fit.
Mashed potatoes were on the wall. Corn was all over the kitchen floor. Brian,
So good. I never got in trouble, and I never caused any discontent, and so I'm sure somebody was enjoying that. But Mike stepped out, so right now I don't even see the chat right now. I have a different screen, and so we're going to chit chat, but I'm sure we'll have something out of that interesting story about me throwing mashed potatoes at somebody. We'll see how that goes. But we did. Oh, we had a cool food fight in the cafeteria one time at school. That was cool.
where?
That was.
Up at Great Old Trove.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
every place has that. We had it at Dairy when I was a kid.
I mean, it was funny. It used to be back then, if you didn't want to take a class in biology, calling in a bomb threat wasn't a big deal. That's just how you got out of, like, you could, like, call in from the payphone and they didn't call the FBI over that. Or you'd pull the fire alarm. You know, now that's like a big ta-da. You know, you can't do things like that no more. Get that purple paint sprayed at you or something like that.
I can't believe
So what do you got going? Oh, you have the thoroughbred boxcar.
Yeah, right
That
there.
one right there, Dad. Yeah, that thoroughbred one.
Yeah.
That's part of that
Yeah,
big
Sean,
blue
you're
set.
right. It has that one. I like that one though. That's nice.
I like that.
Yeah, the only way you can get that car is you got to buy the set. It's
I
not
like that
available
big
separate.
Conrail moniker too.
Yeah, it has the red flasher. My light went on in my caboose, Sean. I guess I'll have to find a way to get the light in there.
Ah,
Yeah.
You just take the top off and change the bulb, or what?
incandescent.
I haven't had to pull mine apart yet, so I don't know. Is that a Lionel caboose?
Whoa, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
How do you
They
not
actually
know?
made a sorry about that, but they actually made a Conrail 86-foot box car to go with that set with an EOT device on the back of it. That blinking red light.
Yeah, I bet that.
You got that one?
Yeah.
But he's not using it. That's just killing Sean, Dad.
It's
Sean,
on.
Sean only runs prototypical Conrail,
Oh, no.
and you are not running prototypical Conrail, so that's like
My trains have to
fingernails.
I grew up. Hey, there used to be a siding out in West Derry, away from where I live. We used to go down. We used to hide our bikes in the woods. There was coal trains. We used to go up the ladder, down through the coal train, up the other side, over the edge, down through there. We used to go 30 of these cars. That's how much energy. And then there would be a caboose way down the end. We cleaned it up. We brought brooms and everything, cleaned it up. We made it a cabin. We used to stay in it overnight. It's old caboose. Yeah. I was like 14 then, 13, 14. Yeah, we'd bring food and everything down there.
And you were in the Boy Scouts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you now what famous train? Because you went. What's that place out west you went to with the Boy Scouts?
Okay. Santa
And
Fe
when
has
was this? How old were you?
60, 17.
So this would have been 1964, 63, like Kennedy.
let's see, I graduated 67. It was 66 we went. We went to Philmont, New Mexico, down in Rayton, New Mexico.
From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Okay, well, we took buses down. Our first night we stayed at Fort Knox, where the gold depository is at, in one of the barracks. The second night...
Well, what did you get there?
Huh?
What train?
No trains. Trains on the way home.
Oh.
And then
I didn't even know that.
The second night we stayed at was called the Tiger Hotel in I forget what's the Indianapolis. Okay.
Okay.
And then we went from there. We went down we went down to Harry Truman's farm, and we stayed at President Truman's farm. Toured his library. And then the fourth night we stayed at the Kashari Indian Reservation. We stayed in their main lodge, and they're a Boy Scout troop, but they weren't here. They were the famous dance troupe, and they were in England dancing for the Queen of England, so we didn't get to see them dance. The fifth night we stayed at the Air Force Academy, and we got to go to the church in that glass church. Boy, that was remarkable. Church made out of glass. Yeah, all glass. And then the sixth night we went on into Tent City in Philmont. Then we hiked Philmont for 2 weeks. And it was fun. For 2 weeks we hiked.
How were you getting there, though? What kind of car?
Oh, buses.
Like old Greyhound buses, like back then.
Big charter buses. Yeah, the same bus took us the whole way. Then we stayed for 2 weeks and hiked everywhere. And it was funny because we had to go 1.5 miles around across this pasture to go to our next food supply. And all it is, Philmont's a big cattle ranch owned by the Boy Scouts of America. They have real cowboys wearing the chaps and the quarter horses and the roping and the branding, all that's going on. So we decided, well, let's cross this field. And our adult leaders said, yeah, let's go here. It wasn't halfway across this huge field under this tree. This big bull stands up and goes, whoa. And I looked at that bull, and the bull looked at us, and it started coming. I tell you, well, here we are with 50-pound packs on our back, running, trying to get to the other side of the pasture. Hey, that bull had nothing to do with us.
So, Dad, Wally from GFW Train said, yeah, he agrees that Philmont is one of the best places on earth out there. And I'm pretty sure Wally is an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, I didn't make Eagle because I didn't, my mom didn't have a car because you had to travel to counselors to get merit badges. And we didn't have a phone either. So, I couldn't communicate like that because a lot of merit badges are talking, and writing and stuff like that. I had every merit badge you needed for outside work: canoeing, rowing, hiking, camping, cooking. But I didn't have any of the literary stuff.
So how did you get back? What train did you take? From where to where?
We got on a train at Rayton, New Mexico, headed for Chicago on the Santa Fe Super Chief. That's
with the war bonnet.
The war bonnet on the diesels. There was 4 diesels on it, and all those silver cars. And the thing that we did the most is we violated the "Do not flush commode while train is in station" warning sign. Everybody ran for one, and every car when the train stopped, like and started.
And this was the Boy Scouts doing this.
Yeah, it was the Boy Scouts.
Wally says, yes, I'm an Eagle Scout. It's so cool you were a scout there, Rusty.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I did.
So you were the Super Chief. Did it have, Dad, real quick, was it the Super Chief? Did you have like a double-decker, or was it a single-level train?
No, they were all single. They had an observation car, but there was no double-deckers back then.
Did it have a Vista Dome?
Yeah, the Vista Dome.
Oh, did you get to go up there and like watch that?
Yeah, yeah. And we watched buffalo run across the prairie. You know, your train's going along, the buffalo are running right with you. It was something. So a real full porcupine, 3 feet high, a big porcupine. Bears coming into the campsite trying to steal our food. What life?
So you took the Super Chief into Union Station in Chicago.
Yeah, Union Station, and then we took to Baltimore and Ohio, a passenger train to Connellsville.
Which train was that? Do you remember?
Oh no, it was just I don't even know what the engine looked like.
Come on, I know we got some hardcore fact finders out there. We know what kind of B&O train ran from Chicago to Connellsville, Pennsylvania in 1966. Let's see if someone can find that answer. One of you guys knows that. I know some of you guys know some crazy stuff.
It was a diesel. It wasn't locomotive.
Hey, Dad, do you remember which F units were? Was it the F3 units on the Super Chief?
Yeah, those were real pretty. Wait a second, I got
Okay.
uncoupled train.
What's up, train freak? Welcome, Jason. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. We're just hanging out here with Rusty Anchors, a.k.a. Brian's dad, and Sean here from Dakman Productions, and we're chewing the cud and playing with trains. And what else we got going on here? You were just telling an interesting story about riding the Santa Fe Super Chief, and he just had a derailment. The gremlins were at work again. I personally sent you 3 little gremlins right in the mail, Dad, right for this. I sent them right there. They were happy to do it, too. Tim's Trains, our guru petty officer on facts for Crossed Anchors Discord, says probably the B&O Capital Limited. Well, thank you very much. The Capital Limited. That's awesome. I have the Colombian B&O train. Oh, man, now that I know that, now I went to Capital Limited. That would be a cool one to have because you wrote on it. Now I want to do that. Mike, we might be getting the Super Chief.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Do you remember how many cars were on it?
Oh, geez, Brian, a lot.
And were there enough Boy Scouts to flush every car?
Well, there was, we were in just two cars, compartments, but there was, a lot of other people on the train because it stopped here and there. But I tell you what,
Okay.
it looked like it was going 100 miles an hour.
Well, Wally said, we're talking about the train trip you can take with Scouts when traveling on a train trip to Scout Camp in New Mexico. Yep. That's what he was answering Jason. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember hearing that story as a kid growing up. That was like, and I'll never forget flushing it in the stuff. I remember the first time I took Amtrak. I'll never get to see Santa Fe, but yeah, I so wanted to do that. Flush the toilet in the station. Because that's the story I heard from him. Oh, the train freak's a scout leader. There you go. I liked it. The Pinewood Derby, and I remember I went to do that, and my dad took the car and he drilled out the thing at work in the middle, and he poured lead down into it to bring the car up to the most maximum weight possible to remain legal. And we were putting graphite on the axles and stuff like that. I remember that. That was like serious business. That used to be at the old, at the National Guard Armory.
Yeah.
Is where they used to hold the Pinewood Derby. And that was serious because town had, oh my God, how many troops did they have in town? And it was like.
Who won?
That was. What?
Who the Latrobe won?
What, Dad?
Who won the Latrobe?
I don't know. Was it me?
Yeah, it was you.
Oh, okay.
You got to go to the mall.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the mall. There you go. That was back when malls were cool.
You lost in the last event.
Ah.
I think there was like 5
crazy.
heats. Yeah, you lost in the last heat. I think you took a third or something like that out of all them scouts.
How come I don't have the Kachuga? I'm not saying it right. That's from the Disney movie with the cars. Dad, this has been so much fun. We're having a blast here. I don't know. So, folks, hey, while we're here, let's. We want to be able to. One, I wanted to say thank you again to everybody, and I know we're having fun and we're still going, but I just wanted to say thank you out to everybody who has been watching and enjoying our time together. And we do, all of us here. I know myself, Mike, and I think I can speak for Sean. Does always appreciate your time, that valuable commodity that is finite that you give to us on a regular basis means a lot to us. And to be able to spend it with us and have some fun, smile, play with trains. And it's amazing to find out how small the world is via the wide world web. It only took the technology to speak around the world to find out you have people right next door to you. And that's like so much of the fun I think that we're being able to capture here. In breaking news, Tim's train says now the Super Chief could have been pulled by F3s, F7s, or the occasional FP45s, but back 66, 67. So, yeah, that could be really cool to get one of those. Yeah, that could be cool. The Super Chief. Oh my God, what's happening to me? Too many Western railroads. It's happening. Oh my God. What are you people doing to me? I'm getting like topsy-turvy here. You know? Yeah, it used to be all strict PRR because like you said earlier, Dad, like all the lines in town were raised up.
Yeah.
If you guys ever seen those old school, you know, like rounded train raised built 1800s with the big flagstones on them, those were all over our town because the Pennsylvania Railroad, if you were unaware, honestly, it was their secret. They spent the extra money to create a raised main line so they didn't have road crossings all the way across Pennsylvania, so they could go at maximum speed as much as possible. So those trains went through town doing, growing up, trains went through town doing 50, 60 miles an hour because they were all raised. They never had to slow down for any crossings. And, there was just that one at Birds Crossing down towards Derry where I was at in high school where there was a bunch of the kids. And I don't understand how they do it, but they decided to stop on the track and wait for the train or something. I don't know. I understand how a train sneaks up on people, but Heath from Human City, Junction, and Heath has been a really great friend and of ours here at Crossed Anchors, and appreciate you very much, Heath. And his question is, we know that Brian was an angel, but what is the most trouble he got into as a kid? Let's not discuss that. We'll move past that. And why isn't a hot dog a sandwich? So anyways, but is a hot dog a sandwich, Dad? What do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a sandwich. Yeah,
what do you mean it's a sandwich? Sandwich is bread.
Right.
Thank you, Wesley. That's exactly what I said. It's a sandwich.
Now it's a hoagie.
Nah.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
Dad, Wesley. Hey, Dad. Wesley Strait says, Rusty, did you ever get to see the steam engines pick up water on the fly in Latrobe?
No, I don't know. I don't know where they would have that at either. I can't talk much about what Latrobe did in the early days because I didn't get there. Even though it was only 6 miles away.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
you're going to tell me a story how you killed a grizzly book with your loose leaf notebook?
Do you know why Horseshoe Curve was created? You may know, Brian.
All right.
When they were laying the track,
frantically typing. Give them a second, Dad. There's people like typing right now. Why was Horseshoe Curve creating? They're trying to get an answer. What did Bernard say? I'll pull it up real quick while we wait for an answer. Bernard said, "Memories. Oh yeah, used to ride the California Zephyr pulled by Western Pacific F3s, Nevada through Sierra's Feather River Canyon." I tell you what, that right there when you said that, dude, that sounds amazing. And the first thing that came into my vision when you said that was the movie The Silver Streak.
Oh my God!
They're
I love
going
that
through the Sierra Nevadas and everything, and they're up outside of the train, and that's when he shoots them with the thingy,
Deer
the
gun.
harpoon gun. It's like a James Bond movie. Alex, hey, Dad, you remember Alex, right? Our neighbor. He joined the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had said he didn't realize you had collected trains. Now he sees where I get it. But he just said that apparently in... Oh, hold on. I got a crossing. Apparently, in the Navy, there's a big argument going on whether everything can be a sandwich or a soup. It's a big topic that people talk on during watch, from what I've heard. A sandwich, a hot dog. A hot dog's not a sandwich. It's not on bread. I mean, that's like
It is on bread.
It's a roll. Or a hoagie or something. It's not bread. It's not
roll is made out of
bread.
A foot long hoagie is a sandwich.
You know what though? There's a
That's why
reason
you
why I
have to
want a
define
damn
it.
dinner roll with dinner, and I want sliced bread on a sandwich, and I want a hamburger bun on a hand. They all taste different and fit the circumstance.
That's why you have to define bread by saying it's sliced.
Yeah. Way to go, Michael. I like that.
Nah, those are all different things. Sean Strain says a hot dog is a hot dog. It's its own thing.
Well, a hamburger is not really a hamburger.
Well, you know what was a good hot dog? Who had a good hot dog? Speaking of the mall, like we did earlier, though, was going to the movie theater back when you'd save up, and I used to get an allowance, and you'd get dropped off for your friends for like 4 or 5 hours up at the mall, and you had the Orange Julius right next to the movie theater. Orange Julius had a badass hot dog, and one of those Orange Juliuses, you were like doing pretty good having one of those. That was,
Yep.
and Orange Julius was pretty. Yeah, that was like you saved up, and right next to the Orange Julius was the arcade. Back when you used to go to those things, and you get like $2 or $3 in quarters, $20, you could go like out for the whole afternoon and come home for change. Oh God! Now I'm getting. Oh man! Remember playing Frogger? Oh my God! Question, Rusty, have you thought of getting the N&W 611, the J? That's that. Yeah, Dad, the steam engine from Norfolk and Western, the black one with the maroon stripe bullet nose on it.
No, I didn't think about that. I'd like to get that Pennsylvania one. That you know, the one that pulls those brown cars. What?
Oh, they're coming out with the S1.
Yeah, I think.
Ah, the S1. You're going to buy that? That'll be cool.
I'm not going to buy it.
Come on, you're going to get it.
I have money.
Get it. Do it. Get it. Do it.
Put the money into my house, Brian.
Do it.
Okay. Has anybody talked about horses?
I want one, so if you get one, then I have it. So that's cool. Then I don't have to worry about it. It'll be here.
Hey,
So, I mean, go ahead. Get an S1. That's one less thing I got to buy.
did anybody? Yeah, he knows he's going to inherit. Hey, did anybody? Wait,
Hey.
I'm trying to stop the train.
Hey,
Did anyone answer about Horseshoe Curve yet?
did they, Mike? Did you notice?
I might have missed it. We were trying to talk about hot dogs.
But go ahead and tell us, and Mike will see if anybody said anything.
Okay, when they started laying the line from Philly out this way, they started up the mountains. Well, the engineers didn't think about going out a little further than they should have. And the mountain range that Horseshoe Curve is on is when mountains buckle, they all buckle the same direction. Like the Rockies run north and south, and so does the Appalachians. But when they had their earthquakes way back thousands of years ago, it's a phenomenon of nature that when all the peaks went up, this one went up like this. And when the engineers didn't go far enough out ahead, they went. And when they got up there, they went, oh my God, we can't go down the valley here. So they had to come, and they couldn't clear the rest of the track out. So they had to come around this valley and go and come back down and then find the way out of the valley. and that's how Horseshoe Curve come about, because it was a mistake on the engineer's part. I mean, they could have cut through the mountain, but then that would have taken it.
That's awesome, Dad. When's the first time you went to Horseshoe Curve, you think?
Cub Scouts. I was probably 10 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've been going there a hot minute. Good Lord.
60
I
years
never even asked you that before. I should know that.
Yeah, 60 years ago. Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow,
Yeah.
that long ago.
And
Wow.
that's when there wasn't any trees growing up, so you saw everything.
Yeah, and the environment's gotten nicer since then. We grew a lot of green back.
Oh, yeah.
Not everything's clear cut.
Well, you know, they used to have to walk the curve, inspectors, every day, because there was train wrecks every day. People killed every day on the curve.
Oh, I'm sure once Penn Central had it, I'm sure with the...
No.
You had, I mean, going down the rails on Penn Central.
Well, no.
Remember that one fire we got to see? I was hanging out with you. You were on midnight shift as an operator down at the plant, and I was with you at work. And there was that a hot box on a Conrail freight train, and you could see it up on the elevator, and it was on fire. It was like it was orange, coming out from underneath the car, a real hot box.
Yeah, we called somebody. I remember that.
Yeah. We were calling, trying to phone it in, and Human City says, what excursion trains have you been on in PA, Steamtown, Jim Thorpe, Eastbound Top, Ireland, or New Hope, etc.? But I'll say this, one of my first train things, Heath, and this is back, this would have been just me because, this is before Becca, and this was just, it would have been the three of us when we went out to Strasbourg, and I put up on Instagram a picture of that, me and my, whatever that outfit was with the bell-bottom jean type things you had on me and whatever, and that
red shirt.
Yeah. And there in my little Buster Brown shoes, wearing your Buster Browns, and hanging out and getting to see Strasbourg. And I'll never forget learning about the flood and all that stuff, and just going through there and getting the ride on that, and just getting to go up in a real live steam engine and just be like that greasy, dirty, and just like, oh, wow, how fun it was. And it, like you said, Sean, at the beginning, that guy let you up in the engine. That's monumental at a young age, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very much so.
I mean, we're impressed. We all talk about cars and trucks, and most people barely even touch a train. So to actually take the time out to go see a train and touch a real live running train, and that thing's doing that, whatever it is, you know what I mean? It's like it's alive and it's moving, and it's just this monstrous engineering phenomenon.
Yeah.
What it's doing. It's so fun. Bernard C. says, go ahead, Sean.
Going back to that Horseshoe Curve thing.
Yeah.
When Norfolk Southern actually derailed there on their Horseshoe Curves, and I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody had mentioned the fact of the matter is that Penn Central never even derailed on the Horseshoe Curves like Norfolk Southern did with their because they put empty center beams up front, and of course they fell over. So, I don't know how much truth there is to that, but that's they said that Penn Central never even derailed on.
If you're at the curve and you're touring, and you come up step or you can ride that escalator they have, that train car, or you walk up, which takes 15 minutes of hop and popping, and you get up there. Okay, coming from the right, that's coming uphill from Altoona way out to the flatland, coming up the Allegheny. It's steady grade the whole way up. You get up over and then come down into Pittsburgh. The other direction is where the old locomotives, those are the ones. Because they used to come down, they had speed restrictions that nobody listened to, and those old locomotives would just tear the rails right out. I mean, there used to be 4 lines there,
Oh yeah,
Four
I
mains,
remember seeing 4. Yeah.
four mains came through Derry. Four mains went right through Latrobe, and now they only have two, and they run one, the passenger on one, and things like that with all the electronics. But most of the derailments coming from the Pittsburgh going from west going to east because that was coming downhill, and they used to throw the coal to those furnaces, man. They could really,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of when I'm on YouTube and I'm watching the old steam locomotives of Pennsylvania, they ran those as fast as they could, and you could hear it's like the gears are going to come out of them. It sounded so bad and clanky and everything. But did anybody? It was back in the '60s. I don't know if it was Pennsylvania, but who had the bullet train? There was a
The
silver.
what?
It was a bullet train back in the '60s. It was a silver, was red trim passenger train, and the front diesel looked like the opening of a jet fighter.
Oh, is that the turbo train?
Yeah, maybe that was it. It would go long, and then you saw it a couple of times and never seen it again. Anybody know anything about that?
Well, we sure will learn something about it really quickly. I mean, that's the beauty of this. I mean,
Well,
it's you toss that out there. It's not like the ether, and there are people who like looking up and want to do that. What was that one, Mike? I was just going to read it.
Mark Estelon wants to know if you can run the T1.
Oh, I don't think we have a T1. Anybody got a T1?
a T1?
No, nobody has a T1.
Okay.
A T1?
Yeah, sorry.
That's a newer locomotive?
Yeah, that's the one by Lowry, and that's the duplex, not an articulated one.
Is it a Vision line?
And the Aero train, Bernsey said that's the Aero train, Dad, that you were talking about.
Yeah, okay. Well,
That actually went through town.
yeah, it went right through Latrobe.
Really?
Yeah, right through Latrobe. Well, that's where I said. I mean, right through Derry. I mean, that's where I saw it at. I mean, we were all shocked. What is this? We saw it just a couple times. I've never seen it again.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine if you had a cell phone back then with high definition camera?
Oh yeah. I mean, the front.
If you could have captured some of that steam coming in and just billowing and all that stuff at the roundhouse and just the sounds of it. What was the favorite steam engine, Dad? But, well, you think about that. Wesley says, yeah, Amtrak's turbo train came from European design, and it didn't stay. And yeah, it didn't stay very long at all. No.
No, this wasn't Amtrak. This is back in the '60s. Amtrak.
Well, yeah, it started before that. Amtrak inherited them eventually.
No.
They were still working with them in different spots, trying to do the Northeast corridor. I do know, and that type of stuff. So yeah, what was? I mean, if you remember those steam engines, I mean, because I mean, that's so much of what is unique, and honestly, Dad, the fact that you got to watch some big PRR, particularly, thank you very much. Freak flag fly. So, I mean, and they have some of the most iconic, and they're known for Pennsy power, but just steam engines in general. What were the ones you really remembered that stuck out that were like, wow, when you saw them? That just, with the side rods, just the stuff is just so, just massive.
Well, let me give you. At the bottom of my yard was a cabin. And there were sidings that came in. And these engineers, and we would go down and I mean, I'm talking the end of your yard. I was right in the middle. Our house was right in the middle of it, where they would pull a steamer right in front of this cabin that way. I mean, this little building there, and that's where the engineers would get out and go in and eat lunch and change their clothes. They were all, they'd put greasy coveralls on, and guys were always oiling. And I'd be on this bench, and they'd say, "Hey kids, how you doing?" And they'd get us up in the cab and stuff, but not like Sean. Sean got to ride. I mean, we never got to ride. Well, I'm just standing there. So I'm like, you know what, 9 years old. You're not that big. And those wheels were like towered over me.
Yeah.
And the rods on the side, I mean, to an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old, you cannot believe how big they were. As to if they were K4s or something, I don't know that. I can't think of all that. But I know that at nighttime when they'd bring them in, they'd all line up on the siding and they'd put them on the turntable. And it might have had 8 or 9 or I think maybe even 10 of them because they used to have the Madison Pullman cars stored on siding down below my house. A locomotive would come out, go down, grab 3, and head toward Altoona. Another one would get out and go that way. Another one would come out and grab 3 or 4 and go out toward Pittsburgh. And they'd clean all those Madison cars out. And one night, the locomotives never come back in. In one day, they never come back. And it was the whole town was like, what's going on? And then a couple of days later, 6 of these things show up. Okay? And they didn't bring them into the roundhouse. They parked them on the siding. And on Monday morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning, they'd start those things up. And they'd leave them run till Friday night. The town had to get used to the 6 of these going cha-ching, 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 all night long. In the morning, one would take off and grab 3 or 4 and go that way, and another one would take all these Madison coach cars and go. But on Friday nights when they come back, and they shut them down, nobody in town could sleep on the weekend because it was too quiet. We got so used to hearing those cha-ching, 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 cha-ching that you went to sleep with a cha-ching, and they were loud. And they kept big fuel tanks down there, and they'd fill those babies up all the time. And they'd shut them off on Friday nights, and we were restless the whole weekend, the whole town.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I can see that. That's so awesome. I mean, just that experience that close and having the railroad, how it impacted the whole town. Just based on that switch over from steam to diesel.
Do you know how many people sat on the sidewalk with chairs and everything and watched them tear the turntable out? I mean, people were crying. They took the turntable, they started taking it apart, and they built fires with torches and everything. They bent the rails and they dropped everything into the turntable pit and covered it up with dirt. It was everything. So right there where Uncle Joe lives in that senior.
When did they do that, Dad?
What?
When did they tear the turntable out of Derry?
Well, let's see. In the 70s. I'll have to come up with a date in the 70s because let's see, I graduated in 67. No, they did in the early 60s because those diesels come in maybe when I was in junior high. Okay. So you figure I graduated 67. Those diesels, the locomotives were gone by 62 maybe or 63, and I think my senior year.
Yeah, steam was gone by about 1960 on the PRR, Dad, I think.
Yeah, because they built that brand new Derry Bridge, the first one. They built it over top of where the roundhouse used to be.
Yeah.
They built it over the four main lines. That was humongous taking. I was a senior in high school because we watched them build it for a whole year. So the turntable was probably dumped in the hole, and I mean it was a sad day because that was heritage.
Sure. That turntable probably came from turn of the century.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's been there a while. I mean, but one of our somebody Burnsy, he just asked, what is the most memorable thing from the PRR you remember? Because, I mean, you got to see from 48, wow, when you were born, to its demise in 69. So, I mean, if me wife's my third wife's to me, like in Jaws. If anybody watched Jaws, you'll know where that's from. But what do you remember, Dad? PRR. What's your favorite thing?
I think that my favorite thing was watching the locos come in on the turntable and go into it, and go into those buildings, and watching the actual engineers pull up in the sidings and stop those engines, and they just kept running and get out and go take a leak, or go in go eat a sandwich. Now that was it. I mean, what was going down the railroad? Fine. I mean, that was that. But to be right there as a child and playing baseball when you know that at one time a K4 was parked right there by home plate. Those are those are the days. Yeah.
Paulville, Grovemont, New Jersey Railroad. Dad said, "You're a legend, Rusty Rail. You're a legend."
Oh,
there you go.
Well,
there you go.
Who is it?
See, you're in the community. This is a great place. We have an amazing community here, and as you slowly get into the social side of it, there's some really amazing people here. Some of them almost as nice as you. And
do you know? Well, your Uncle Leutner. I mean, Mr. Leutner. So
yeah, that was our neighbor growing up.
He was an electrician, and he remember he told the story about how he had to go pick that guy up and put him in a bushel basket that was hit by a train, and the legend is true. You only get hit by a train once.
Yeah. I think So Mr. Piktovich said, thinking of people and getting used to the sounds of the railroads, I always like when people buy a house by railroad tracks then complain about train noise. I mean, I totally am right here with you, Mr. Piktovich, with that. I get that. Here where we live in Virginia, it isn't train noise. It's people that buy a $400,000 McMansion at the end of the runway of Naval Air Station Oceana that's been there since 1914, and like the main master training base of the East Coast go, "Why are you flying over my house? Can't you stop? I bought a house." And it's like, really? Those are the people I don't get.
Let me give you a perfect example. Last week, my friends and I are on Glengarry. Hole number 16. He hits the ball. He chucks it up into this guy's yard. Now, you're not allowed to go get it. He went up just to see. And the guy standing out there going, "You blankety, blankety, blank. I'm sick and tired." He goes, "Sir, I'm sorry. I'm not coming in to get the ball. We're not allowed. That's it." He goes, "You people, you damn golfers, you this and that." And then finally, my buddy got really angry. He said, "You asshole, you're the jerk that bought a house on the golf course. What the blank do you expect?" Turn around. And the guy started yelling. He goes, "You know what, buddy? You keep opening your mouth, and I'm going to come in your yard and take my ball."
And go home.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the golf course was there. The house just got built. And he wants to know why the balls are going. Because we're not all Arnold Palmer. Some of us hit sideways.
Arnold Palmer's house was right next to our high school. His big mansion and his country club was like right across the street. Our high school was on RD4 Country Club Road.
Yeah, that's
and his office in his in his house there had leather tile because he wouldn't take his golf spikes off and he didn't want to make the clickety click sound. So his floor was leather so he could walk into it right off the course and not make any sounds and keep his golf shoes on. That was one of those things. There was many times at band camp. Any of you guys who ever been at one time at band camp, we used to get sometimes injunctions served against us at band camp that we couldn't make noise during certain times because they'd be filming a Pennzoil commercial with Arnold Palmer over there. And they didn't want the band in the background.
But they were filming with that old tractor. Everybody always see him with that old tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all right there, right where we grew up. Bernard C. says, Rusty, oh my God. Grandparents lived on the main Southern Pacific and Western Pacific. We all fell asleep by the trains as they rattled by the house. My uncle's house, one car wide, it would take your door off if you opened it when the train went by.
Where I live, Brian, you live up by the Trope Hospital. When it's winter time, we can see the trains downtown, and we sure hear them all the time.
Well, Dad, what was the name of the name of the street you grew up on there? Was in Derry was called what?
Railroad Street.
So I mean, it all started on Railroad Street. It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Wow. I love band camp. Southern Yankee Railroad. That's right. One time at band camp and somebody had braces and something got stuck. There you go. So anyways, you know, here we are late night with Crossed Anchors Railroad. We're having a blast and it's 11:30. Oh my God, someone's going to turn into a pumpkin.
Brian, I am. It's way past my bedtime. I'm like really, I got to go.
I know, sir. This is great.
Brian and I
appreciate it.
We're going to have to come out and see you. You know that. As soon as this COVID stuff is over. Brian, as soon as COVID's over, we're going to go drink John's beer.
Okay. We want to say thank you to everybody. If while we're going to start closing out the show here, if anybody on there wants to put out what's up with their channels, how many subs you have, we'll do some quick shout outs. I hope everybody's enjoying it. Mr. Pictovid, what was that he said?
It's one time at band camp.
And that's right. There you go. See, I knew. See, there's a lot of this going on all over the place like this. You know what I mean? I really, yeah, see, band camp was fun, right? I remember the first time as a young, I was probably 13, and we would all, it was amazing how like a teenage girl could get changed underneath a t-shirt. On the bus, they'd do that, and they'd form a perimeter around themselves, and they could all do it under a t-shirt. I used to be amazed at that. I thought that was just, because there was just, how do you do that? There's just, I don't understand, you know. I never figured that out very well. I don't know. Bras were never my thing. So Bernard said, ours too rusty. It's railroad sleet in Elko, Nevada. Railroad Street. Okay, I'm sorry. Did I say that wrong? I don't know what I was doing there. Woo! It is getting late. 11:30. So do we have any shout-outs coming out while we're waiting on that? Sean, what do you have coming up, going on your channel on Dakman Productions?
Well, I've already posted my Conrail grain train video today. I ran a 40-car grain train, so that's already up on YouTube.
40 cars.
40 grain cars, yes.
Scale.
So that's already posted. I posted that today. It took me about 2 hours to set that up. And, you know, because like I said, I try to bring something every weekend. So I devote a lot of time to setting up trains. And sometimes it like takes a couple hours to set up for a video because you got to take the stuff off that's on there, put it away, take other stuff out, and put it on the layout. But, yeah, I decided I haven't ran a grain train in a long time. So, evidently, I added a lot more to it than I thought. But, yeah, 43 cars to be exact. So that video is up there now. And also, we'll be teaming up. Me and Mr. Pictovid will be teaming up here in a couple weekends for our next large-scale train show. I'm sure he'll post that up there. And, yeah, Mr. Pictovid tells Dakman that does not mix semi-scale and scale. So yeah, everything on kind of high rail layout is all scale. So everything I run there is all scale. So and I appreciate you guys bring me on as a co-host. I always have fun, and I'm really impressed with Rusty Anchor's railroad over there. I just love everything. I'm really impressed how much he's got done in just 2 years. I can't imagine how many hours he must pour into that. Over the last 2 years on nights and days, and I can only imagine because I know what it's like. I can't devote that kind of time, so I'm like 5 years into it. And this is as far as I got, but
Sean, there's a magic word to that. I'm retired.
Well, Sean, thank you very much as always, and for always being, well, of course, right then. And always being an amazing co-host and helping making this Saturday evenings what they are, because it wouldn't be without you. And it's a heartfelt thank you out to you for being part of this and just being a really good friend, and we appreciate that. And Dave Piper said, Brian, are you coming home for the holidays? No, not this year. No. We're not doing that.
He'll be up in March. He's going to be a new uncle.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So that's we got that coming up at the beginning of the year. It'll be fun. In March, and So let's see. Bernard said, "What a super show tonight, guys! Had a blast." I'm okay. I didn't get all that one. Mr. Picto, Paulville Grovemont says, "You're the best, Cross. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We're just trying to have a little fun here and grow the world's greatest hobby, have a good time together." Mr. Pictovich says, really enjoyed watching Rusty Anchors tonight. Dad, you'd have like 1 million subscribers, and if that got that. Oh, quick question, Sean. You're going for 200,000 view hours now?
Yeah, I'm really close to getting 200,000 watched hours. I'm within.
And how far are you from it?
I'm like within 7,000 hours of having 200,000 watched hours total on my channel.
Let's go, people. Let's help out Dakman get there. I hear he's going to do something wild. He's going to do some wild and crazy things if he gets that 200,000 or something. You never know what we might do, right? Wow. So let's get out there, help him get to that one. We got a little bit to go, guys. Rachel said, it's been really great having Rusty on the show. Thank you very much, Rachel. Yeah, Rusty's kind of fun, and I've known him a little bit, and it took a while, but I was able to get him booked on the show, and it was a nail biter. His agent is what a pain in the ass. This guy named Bob, God. So hard to work with to get Rusty to get on here. He was very complicated. I'm just playing. It's the same thing. I'm just trying to have fun. Anyways, I'm busting balls. So anyways, it's been a wonderful evening as usual. Wesley Train says, nice to know that I'm very close to you. Yeah, definitely we can interconnect. I bet you, Dad, if you had a channel, you'd get 100 subs tonight. Yeah. You're like the hot new thing. It's awesome. Ken Muniz, prayers and thoughts, everyone, for Mark Clay McGowan. Live stream last from the ER with COVID. Oh, retired BNSF engineer and rail fanner. Yeah, thoughts and prayers going out to him. And may we all get through COVID, and may everybody remain safe as we go into this holiday time. And let's have some a happy holiday time the best we can and being safe. And let's enjoy it as well here in a safe way with our train family that we're able to. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff going through there and having fun. And again, thank you very much, everybody. And thank you for joining. And just thank you very much. And we'll see you around the roundhouse. Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, John Boy.